How'd you like to pal around with the President of the United States like that? That is Terrence K. Williams, and I haven't seen the President do too many poses like that. Terrence K. Williams, a conservative comedian. Hey, it's not all fun and games. Take a look at this picture. A deep, soulful moment in the cabinet room. There's Terrence on the right there. That is really an intense moment. We'll ask him about that in a moment. You want to check out his book, From the Foster House to the White House. Terrence K. Williams had quite the childhood in foster care. Hey, Terrence, welcome back to Newsmax. How are you, pal?
Man, I am doing great because it is always great to be back on Newsmax with you, the best, Greg Kelly.
Wow. Hey, Terrence, appreciate it so much. So, Terrence, we actually haven't talked about that photograph. You in there, Diamond and Silk, I noticed, some other folks praying with the president, and more than just praying, really, that's a moment of communion. What was that all about?
You know, so we were at the White House. I think it was in February of 2019. It was so great. It was so great. But it was awesome to be sitting by the greatest president of all times, Donald J. Trump. I mean, I was on cloud nine, but you know, we were praying for our president. You know, not only did President Trump fight for America, this man had to fight for his life. Seriously, he was fighting for America at the same time fighting for his life because the Democrats tried to ruin his life. You know, he sacrificed everything to be president and to put America first. So, you know, we had to pray for him. He needed it.
Yeah, you know, you're right. A lot of folks, they gain a lot when they become president. He lost a lot, business, popularity even. So he really did pay a price. Hey, Terrence, tonight on TV, ABC is running something. It's called Soul of a Nation. We got the trailer all queued up. It's tonight at 7 o'clock, and they're going to play it, I think, 1 hour a week for the next 6 weeks. Here's a taste.
Soul of a Nation. We think America's finally ready for this.
Revolutionary.
A show by Black people for all people about the Black experience in America.
Unfiltered. Breath of fresh air.
So much humor. Tuesday night on ABC. It will be powerfully great.
Soul
of a nation. Of a nation.
Soul of a Nation.
All right, 10 o'clock. Sorry about that. All right. I watched that thing twice. I still don't know really what it's all about. Do you?
I'm going to tell you what it is about, okay, Greg? This is not about the soul of a nation. They are going to divide the nation with this TV show. That is exactly why they are doing this. It is to, listen, they're trying to keep racism alive. This is going to be a show about bashing the white man, blaming the white man. That is what this show is going to be all about. It. I'm not watching it. Now, listen, you see they had, all the Black people in there, but they didn't have me in there. You know why? Because I don't get down with that foolishness, and I don't play the victim role. So, you know, they didn't cast me for this TV show. You know, I didn't fit the description.
Well, Terrence, there's money to be made here. I don't know if you heard, they're talking about reparations in this show. Look, slavery was a grievous, grievous sin. It happened, but now they think that somehow America can make up for it by paying money to those who are not even the descendants of slaves. Here's Barack Obama talking about it on a podcast with Bruce Springsteen, of all people.
So if you ask me, theoretically, are reparations justified? The answer is yes. What I saw during my presidency was that the politics of white resistance and resentment, the talk of welfare queens and the talk of the undeserving poor and the backlash against affirmative action, all that made the prospect of actually proposing any kind of coherent, meaningful reparations program struck me as politically not only a non-starter, but potentially counterproductive.
You know, he says very simple things, but he says them very, very slowly. So it seems like it's more interesting and significant. It's just a bunch of hateful stuff, in my opinion. But Terrence, please, what do you think?
Greg, don't do that to me again. Listening to Obama made me sick to my stomach. Please don't do that again. That man talks so slow. But reparations is a joke. People who want reparations don't want a job. They don't want to work. Get a job. You were not a slave. You were not a slave. If you were born in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, you were born in 1930, you were not a slave. I mean, slavery was so long ago. You know, you were not a slave. America does not owe anybody reparations, okay? People just need to go get a job, stand in line and get a job. People just want handouts. That's all it is, Greg. These people want handouts. Listen, some of these people work at Walmart. I've never heard of a slave working at Walmart getting paid, every 2 weeks. Come on now. These people want reparations because they don't want to work anymore,
It's interesting, though. I've only heard elites talk about reparations. And you tell me, Terrence, I mean, is this conversation happening in the community? I mean, are regular people talk? I've heard, where have I heard this talked about seriously? By Barack Obama in a podcast, and I think on the CBS morning show. I don't know if anyone else is realistically talking about this. Oh, and AOC and Bernie, I forgot. But okay, the elites are talking about it. Are regular people talking about it?
You know what? I don't hear any of my cousins talking about this, and I have some very liberal cousins, and none of them talk about reparations, okay? And they all know that they need to get a job. They have to work. They have to get a job if they want money. I think majority of Americans just want a job and they want to get paid. The ones who talk about reparations are the lazy ones. Those are the people who feel like they are entitled to everything. Those are the people who don't want to get off the couch and work. We have come so far in this country, okay? Slavery is over. Nobody living today was a slave. Nobody living today was a slave, okay?
Yeah.
So we don't owe anybody reparations at all.
We agree. And by the way, if they were actually to do it, it's totally impossible, too complicated, and a waste of time. Oh, I want to run this by you real quick. The cancel culture strikes again, this time at Dr. Seuss. However, excuse me, I'm not trying to be politically correct here, but I think one or two of these lines in a Dr. Seuss book may be problematic, all right? This is from a book, let's see, it's called I Saw It on Mulberry Street, came out in 1937. Now, we have the quote, and they are basically going to take this book out of circulation because of this quote. I actually remember now a flashback seeing this in second grade for the first time. A Chinaman who eats with sticks. Let's face it, Terrence, you don't say that. That's not good. That's not nice. There are certain words that were said. Times change, cultures change, standards change. I don't think they maybe should take the whole book out. They could maybe make that a little bit nicer. What do you think?
I mean, I don't see a problem. It said Chinese man eat with sticks? Yeah. I mean, with chopsticks.
Yeah, but they left out the
Chinese store, Greg, when I go to the Chinese store, they give me chopsticks. The Chinese people give me chopsticks.
Yes, I understand. I understand that, Terrence, but it's referring to a Chinaman or Chinaman. I don't believe that's respectful. And look,
I guess it's not. I guess it's not. You know what, Greg? I don't know. You
got to keep up. There are lots of ways to be offended. We got to be up to speed all.
Everything is offensive, you can listen. They call me the African man, the black man. I mean, I don't know, Greg. Everything is offensive.
We are getting all a little bit too touchy. This one, though, I can live without that book. I can. All right. Oh, one other. We got one more to show everybody. Hold on a second. This is from a book called If I Ran a Zoo by Dr. Seuss, 1950. I was more of a Curious George guy myself. Can I see the 1950 quote, at least one? Here we go. Oh, boy, there's a lot to read here. If I'll go to Africa, I'll go to the Africa island of Yurka and bring back a tizzle-topped tufted mazurka, a kind of canary with quite a... Do I have to read this whole thing? All right. So that's a caption for the picture. This one, I don't understand what the big deal is about at all. I have a feeling you have no problem with it, and that's fine. You probably weren't into Dr. Seuss either, or were you? As I said, I was a Curious George guy. What book did you like?
Greg, listen, Michelle Obama was reading Dr. Seuss years ago. She didn't have a problem with it.
Ooh.
Michelle Obama, the first black first lady, she didn't have a problem with it. It wasn't racist then, but it's racist now. I just don't understand. Greg, when they say this is racist, some of this stuff I didn't even know was racist, I'm learning something new today. I love my Chinese people, and I didn't know that was racist. I did not know. Because everything is racist these days. I just don't know what's racist and what's not racist.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that, because when everything is racist, nothing is racist. You fall into that trap. You got to save it for when it's real, Otherwise, it loses its meaning. I'll develop that and get back to you tomorrow. Hey, Terrence, we got to go. I want to put the book up one more time because it's a terrific book. And you left me with something very profound in that book, Terrence K. Williams. You grew up a foster child, and you said you've been struck watching the TV. You see commercials. Americans, at least according to the commercials, seem to care more about dogs than foster kids. That really made an impression when you wrote that.
Yes, we have to step up as Americans and start taking care of our children. We have to look after our children. And we're going to be pro-life. We need to take care of our children in foster care.
Thank you. Terrence K. Williams, continued success. Stay in touch. We'll see you back on Newsmax soon.
Thank you.
All right. All the best.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.